haunts the rye, protects the king. Who knows not the words of the song? Pale horse come riding now. The lamp stops and takes a bow. The seventh seal is broken with the trumpeter's song. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride. Quarrel not with what you see. Dire inevitability. What feels good can't be wrong. Listen now, a melody overtakes the land and sea. Hear now the clamorous throng. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride. A gossip columnist made it big. Haunts the rye, protects the king. Who knows not the words of the song? Pale horse come riding now. The lamp stops and takes a bow. The seventh seal is broken with the trumpeter's song. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride. Quarrel not with what you see. Dire inevitability. What feels good can't be wrong. Listen now, a melody overtakes the land and sea. Hear now the clamorous throng. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride. A gossip columnist made it big. Haunts the rye, protects the king. Who knows not the words of the song? Pale horse come riding now. The lamp stops and takes a bow. The seventh seal is broken with the trumpeter's song. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride with me, Rosenberg. Ride. Quarrel not with what you see. Dire inevitability. What feels good can't be wrong. Listen now, a melody overtakes the land and sea. Hear now the clamorous throng. Ride with me, Rose.
Hello, 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 and hello to you. Happy April Fool's Day. I gotcha. I don't know with what, but I gotcha. So there you go. End of stream. I'll see you all next week. Gotcha. See right there. You were kind of like, oh, is it an April Fool's joke? It wasn't. Or it was, and now we're doing it. Hey, thank you, and welcome back to Will Pottorff art stream. Tonight we'll be inking like the last one, but we're gonna continue from last week's vote. I put it up to everybody on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram at Will Pottorff on Instagram, third time's the charm. I put it up to everybody to see if what they wanted, and hey, you spoke, and your voice was heard, and we're doing some more. And get ready, He-Man baddies. That's right, we got some more Herman baddies right here. We got Trapjaw, and we got our good old buddy Merman, and we're gonna ink those up tonight. And I started this earlier in the week, but I'm gonna go in and actually finish up this Evil Lyn as well. Let's see here. Before I go any further, I have to introduce my lovely co-pilot, my fiance, my partner, our partner in life. Say hi to Deanna Burke, everybody.
Hello.
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing all right.
You sound wonderful. Nice bag, by the way.
What? Oh, thank you. Trying to move that so it doesn't bother anybody.
It's a wonderful bag.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we've got this wonderful fiance, this wonderful bag, and this wonderful illustrator tonight. All coming at you. And oh, wait, there's more. We might, and hey, this might happen later in the show. I'll keep you posted, folks. But we actually might have one of our first guests to ever show up on the show. So that's going to be fun. I think, right? I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. It should be fun, I think.
I don't know how I'm going to hear our guest, though.
That's the one issue that we're going to run into tonight, but it's okay because, you know what? I think he should be seen but not heard.
Oh, okay.
And this is good because he's calling in on Discord, so we'll only be able to hear his voice.
Oh, so is it possible that I might be able to connect to him on Discord?
Maybe, but we didn't arrange that.
All right.
So we're going to have to deal.
It's going to be a one-way conversation with Will, I guess.
Probably.
Because I can hear us both on like a 2-second delay on our stream,
So that'll probably be okay. All right, folks. Well, with no further ado, let's do the tale of the tape. Tonight's materials I am using, it is, once again, Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star Waterproof Ink, high carb. Gotta watch those carbs, though. Using some Strathmore mixed media toned gray paper. Best stuff. I love it. I'm not going to be doing any ink washes like I did a couple weeks ago. No, I'm just going to be doing straight inks, straight highlights, and just using the tone of the paper itself to kind of be our midground. And you'll see how that plays out later in the stream. All right, let's see here. I'm pouring out the ink as we speak. One for the palette and one for my homies. Right on the floor. There we go. All right, and tonight, once again, you know what? I'm feeling a little special. It's April Fool's Day, but I ain't no fool when it comes to inking, my friends. So I'm whipping out my Winsor Newton 3 brush. This badass thing. Look at this creature. Oh, so much power. And one person should not possess so much power in a brush. But I do, and I will be using it to ink 80s cartoon the action figures. So here we go. We're going to just start laying in the ink. And I think I'm going to start with Trapjaw. So let's see here. I'm going to move him over just a little bit so we can see right there. And feel free to ask any questions in the chat, and hey, we're off to the races. So here we go. Let's start with the bottom jaw here and just kind of put the most line weight on that because it is heaviest part, it's a little rough because it is metal, so,
Can I share an amazing tool that somebody recommended to me?
Absolutely, honey. While I'm inking, go ahead and do that.
It's called PureRef. PureRef. And it's an application you download. It's only $12, roughly. It's like $12, $13. And it just allows you to collect a whole bunch of reference images, and it allows you to save them as a board. It's not even like Pinterest or anything like that. It's literally just a canvas full of pictures that you can drag and drop into your space. It's really interesting. It's almost like having a bunch of printed photos on a table that you can like shuffle around and organize into the way you want it to look.
Now, what's this product called again, or this app?
It's called Pure Ref.
Pure Ref?
Yep.
Wow, that's a board I won't get bored of.
Ha ha.
I wish we were being paid by them.
Well,
why aren't we?
I don't know. That's a good question.
You did this to me. No, I'm joking.
I love this program, and I would talk about it anyway.
Oh, fair enough. Well, let's see here. We're just getting into inking the little bits on Trapjaw's Trapjaw. He's an interesting character. There's a lot of deep lore. Let's see here. Alright, we're just gonna go to town and start inking away then. And while I'm doing that, I mean, let's see here. What can we talk about? Well, as always, like, what movies have we seen recently?
What did we just watch recently?
We did just watch it. It did premiere last night.
Ha ha ha!
That's right. Godzilla versus Kong, because I keep mixing up the title. I think mainly to myself because I just remember the original 1964 King Kong versus Godzilla. That's actually where it all started, believe it or not. And like that's where the precedent, like, for basically them developing a oh hey, how's it going? Get off the stream and watch a movie with the Spooky Boys. Oh, will do. I'll probably do that later.
Ooh.
But
That was really fun.
yeah. But that said, yeah, we saw Godzilla versus Kong. It was kind of awesome. Hey, how's it going?
It was a pretty good. It was. I mean, it was like it had every campy thing you can think of in terms of a Godzilla movie, and they also tried to fit in every possible thing about a Kong movie. So they kind of shoehorned every possible cliche in there, but it was a lot of fun.
Gotcha. No, I mean, like, sorry, I also spaced out there for a second. Oh, what's the word? Boy.
He's just getting so involved in that ink.
Sorry, I know. I just kind of spaced out there while I was just kind of inking Trapjaw's wonderful pug nose. I actually want to call it a pug nose. It kind of reminds me of my grandfather's nose. I draw a lot of times. My grandfather had a wonderfully ugly nose, which definitely influences a lot of the creatures I draw. Oh my goodness. Oh, what was it? But no, as like someone who really loves kaiju movies, I gotta say, like, Godzilla versus Kong was satisfactory. You know, once again, like, I have like all my reservations with, like, you know, all the like, because that's the thing. I understand it's a lot of times, a lot of like people who defend the MonsterVerse movies and stuff, or it's just like, you don't go in it for the characters, you go in it for the monsters, which is true. And I myself admit to that, where it's like, oh yeah, like, I go in, I want to watch these monsters, you know. I don't really, you know, the people aren't the stars, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, all the people are underwritten. It's the
It's a thing.
the monster fighting, and it's the creature design. It's really awesome.
That's the thing, and those.
Also, you have a custody battle going on.
Oh, I know. The Spooky Boys are calling me, and it's like I'll hang out after the stream, guys. I swear. But that said, like, I gotta ink right now. I mean, look at this Trapjaw. As far as like He-Man villains are concerned, he was. I don't know if he's dumber than Merman or cooler. Merman's just kind of, I don't know. It's tough to. It's like, you know, I don't know. What do you think, hon?
Wait, what?
Just between the coolness of Merman and like Trapjaw.
Well, I don't know who Trapjaw is.
You don't know Trapjaw?
No. I'm
Look at
sorry.
this guy right here.
Oh, the guy you're drawing.
That's Trapjaw. He's a
Oh,
He's
so
a doer.
You're asking me to compare the two.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, which one of these gets the promotion?
Based
You know
on
what I mean?
your drawings?
Based off just like, yeah, sure. Off these drawings.
Hmm. Can you move your hand?
Just a little bit.
2 minutes.
Oh, I do have a question really quick here. Rebecca asks, oh, there's two. Recently, I liked the recent King of Monsters Godzilla film. Yeah, that was really awesome. We saw that in theaters too. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it a lot. You know, characters are underwritten, but whatever. Kong Skull Island, like, I thought it was good, but I don't know. There are elements of it that were like, oh, okay, like visually is pretty awesome, but like, I don't know. I have to watch it again. It's been a while. I didn't do the marathon thing where I go back and like rewatch all the movies. But that said, it was enjoyable, I gotta say. I know you're not asking me, but I thought I would answer anyway. Oh, okay. No. Dylan? Yeah, like, honestly, like, I liked it less than I hoped, yeah, but it was well enough. Yeah, I agree. Like, that's the thing where it's like, those last two, like, Kong Skull Island and Godzilla King of Monsters, I kind of was like, these are good, but not great. And I would have to say, Godzilla versus King Kong was the perfect, what was it? I don't know. I feel like it hit that mid-ground of kind of like, they know what this is. People are obviously not coming in for it, but we are kind of trying. Because I feel like the first Godzilla remake that came out back in 2014 was trying to go all in with the characters, and it was just kind of not landing because they were really not, it was like, all right. Not to mention they completely marketed that movie as like Bryan Cranston, like Heisenberg versus Godzilla, and that didn't happen in any shape or form, and that seems like a misstep, but I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Alright, before we go on, I have something in the oven that I want to make sure is not gonna...
Oh, go for it, honey.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Deanne has a bun in the oven, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Oh, sorry, it's a pizza in the oven. Here we go. Now we're kicking with gas. Coming in here, doing all the little bitty details. Something that once again, if you're inking along with me at home, I'll tell you right now, don't do as I do. Remember, when you're inking something big like this, you get all the big spots done first. You should be getting the full figure and not going in for all the little bitty details. But honestly, when I'm talking about kaiju monsters, man, I just straight up, I flippin', I go in for the little details. Oh, yeah. Here you go. Oh, yeah, we're getting right in there. Oh, yeah, look at that. The ink off this brush. I love it. Every time I just plaster it on like this, it is just, And I'm also going a little, keeping a little loose. Because I'm like, I like the idea of, like, treating Trapjaw's metal and everything. Like, its metal helmet, like, it's kind of, like, crudely made, so it has like imperfections. It's not like straight lines and stuff, so we can allow ourselves to kind of have like a squiggly kind of like jagged line to sort of like give that sense of like, oh yeah, screwed up, like it got melted in the forgery like improperly, because that's the thing, he's kind of like a hunter trapper kind of guy, Trapjaw if you will. He's got a robot arm. He is basically, if you're a toy designer, you just kind of like had a dartboard and you threw the dart on a bunch of things, and it was like, you know what? I love all these things. I want it in one toy. And that's what they did with Trapjaw. And that's why I think he gets like, as far as like getting the promotion and everything, it's going to Trapjaw. Trapjaw is getting that manager position. Merman's staying exactly where he is, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, I was gonna say Merman.
Why does Merman get it, huh? Why is he getting the promotion over Trapjaw? Trapjaw has been... What's that?
He's cute.
Oh, okay, so we're just gonna like... Wow. You know, it's like 2021, and that kind of behavior in the workplace, not appropriate.
I know.
Honestly, Merman should sue Skeletor if he's like given a, Or I don't know. But wait, would he sue him, or who's suing who?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
As far as Skeletor is concerned, he should just kind of like,
Sorry, guys. I got my sketch stuff. That's what that sound is.
getting that all together. Looking pretty good.
There we go.
Okay, dokie. Merman is already right where he needs to be. Exactly. Why would Merman want to move up, Or why should he move up, What's he bringing to the table? How many times is, like, He-Man stuck in a large body of water? Trapjaw should get the promotion, but Merman could beat him up. I guess so. Ultimately, Merman just needs to wait for the ravages of, like, I don't know, water on metal to really screw up Trapjaw's Trapjaw. Trapjaw's Trapjaw. Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking good so far. Yeah, I'm just gonna
I
put...
think I'm gonna draw a zombie, guys.
Neither one of them have eyelids. That's fair.
Fair criticism.
But, like, for what it's worth, Merman doesn't need eyelids. He's underwater.
Everyone needs eyelids.
No, they do. Do you see fish with eyelids?
They have a little, what's it called? A film.
Fish don't have eyelids. Last time I checked.
An eyelid?
Eyelid.
I don't think they have eyelids.
Yeah, they don't. There you
Oh, that's
go.
fun.
Do fish have eyelids?
I'm not even sure.
I went to art school. I don't know these things.
I think
I know basics.
I think they have like a film over their eye.
All
I
right.
don't think their eye is directly against anything. Which technically is, if that's an eyelid, I don't know.
It's debatable. Yeah, they do the little yeah, all right. All right, as you can see, we are just going to town on this Trapjaw right here. Look at him. I'm probably going to ink him to completion, and then I'm going to move on to Merman. Admittedly, Merman has a lot more.
Dylan says they don't.
They don't. Okay. Well, fair enough. All right. I like how Trapjaw's coming around here. Just, really playing with all these, like, nice little... Ooh, yeah. He's got these neck jowl things and stuff. Very muscular. A lot of characters in the human universe. Ooh, I put a little too much ink on there. Let me just get that off. Yeah, a lot of a lot of the characters in the He-Man universe all have terrible roid addictions. Like, their bodies are just kind of like deformed in a way. Like, they're almost
Terrible what addictions?
roid addictions. Like, they're all very muscular in kind of like an uncomfortable way.
I guess so.
But then again, a lot of it is just like they had the one mold for He-Man. This is a lot of the history behind it. They had the one mold for He-Man, and they what's the word? They would just reprint it or recast it over and over again. So there was kind of like, oh yeah, but we'll reuse that body for like Skeletor, and then there was like a famous one where they accidentally casted a bunch of like purple He-Men, and they were like, oh, we'll just make it a robot. That's an evil He-Man robot, you know? So it's a kind of fascinating toy line for that reason, I think. Oh yeah, there you go. It's got a little, I don't know, what do you want to call that? Ring at the top of his head. For, you know, easy access. There you go. All right, we are inking the sides here, going around there. Like I said, I'm doing all the nitty-gritty details. Don't do this. You know, remember, when you ink a big piece, just get all the big details done first, you know? But you know what? I'm taking my time. I'm having a light conversation.
Oh, Fruit Loop.
Fruit Loop, indeed.
Ooh.
But don't say that to Trapjaw's face.
Why not?
I don't know. He would probably take it offensively.
Just say the word Fruit Loop, like the word Fruit Loop.
You got Fruit Loop on your head. How do you think that makes him feel?
Probably nothing confusion. I should look at Renaissance paintings more often.
What's that, hun?
Because they're beautiful. Maybe not Renaissance paintings, classical era paintings.
Interesting.
I like both of them, but...
Yeah, we are getting in the right details right here. As I was saying from like last week, we're just kind of like, we're taking it a little easy. We're going in here. A lot of times, a lot of this is like I keep it loose and we just sort of build up the details together over time. Like the pencils are never really like a hard line of like what I really want. They're just they're slight guidelines so I can go in, just get what I want when I want it, just like that. There we go. Very specific things in this trap jaw design that I want to incorporate and stuff, but at the same time I'm also not afraid to get a little messy and a little like, oh, look at that, get that in there. Oh, sorry, I think I said this from the beginning. I'm using tonight, as always, Dr. P.H. Martin's Black Star High Carb, what was it? Let's see here. I was waterproof India ink, and I love this stuff. The brush I'm using is a Winsor Newton 3. It's my father's, actually, that he had just laying around from his days in college. It's all good. You okay, honey?
Yes. I'm okay.
Yeah. Here we go. We are just drawn away now with this trap jaw. Look at that. There you go. Just getting all these little lines right in there. We're going to get the little highlights of his teeth, but first I want to get the tooth shadow just kind of under there. Give it like a nice texture right in there. Just, oh yeah. This is a certain portion of the night where I'm just kind of straight up Bob Rossing it, but that's okay. Because I'm Bob Ross with a little bit of a bite. Because I got a mustache. That guy never had a mustache. He had a full beard like a weirdo. How do you not smudge everything constantly? That's interesting. Well, I am left-handed, so I do kind of... What I try to do is like... and this is like just a bit of advice that I think most people who use ink will tell you is like when you ink something, you basically you do it in regard to your dominant hand. So it's always that thing of if you're a left hand, start on the right bottom side and work up like that. If you're right-handed, start on the left side and work back. That way it doesn't like smudge as that way you kind of like avoid the threat of smudging. Actually, the other thing is this ink I use a very small amount of it, and it sort of dries fairly quickly, especially on this. Once again, if you're looking for a solid inking paper, look no further than this Strathmore stuff, because it really man, I'm not gonna lie, it really kicks ass.
It's like Bristol but toned.
Yeah, and it just sort of like drinks up the ink in a way that it just kind of like, okay, boom.
It's just enough. It's
just
not like watercolor paper, but it's just enough.
Yeah, watercolor paper, I used to ink on watercolor paper specifically all the time. And then after a while, I just kind of like, what was it? I kind of ditched it because I just kind of had a hard time fighting the texture. And that's the thing. That's when I found this stuff, and I never went back. And that's the thing. I love it. Oh my god. It's just a lot of fun. Especially when you have like a brush like this. This Winsor Newton just has such control. And its line making. It's incredible. Especially if you treat it right. One of the things I never do is treat my brushes right. And that's a fact. It is a sad fact. And I could show you several brushes that I have treated like crap. And it sucks.
You treat them better than I do.
Well, kind of. I've done the thing of like accidentally leaving brushes overnight. And it's just kind of like, and this is a bit of good advice, actually, I have for anybody. Have a set, one or two, super nice brushes. This is mine. This is my Winsor Newton. This is like, essentially, if you went on the market right now, if you were looking this up online, this is like a $300 brush. Like, I'm just like shocked my dad just had it lying around, and he was just like, yeah, take it.
Well, they were cheap back in the day, though.
I guess that's true.
It's not really like it's completely. Yeah, there's a reason why they're so expensive today.
There is a reason. In fact, like this was like $300 when I was like a kid. I remember looking this up actually, and I was like shocked when he just kind of had it. Nowadays, something like this, how much would you say it would go for? Like.
Well, I can look it up.
I mean, it's fine. Like, off the top of your head, though, I'd say like maybe 500. Like,
what round size is that?
It's a number 3.
Because it really has shifted like so frequently. I can't guess.
Well, in any case, like something like this, it's a very expensive brush. Point I'm trying to make is like have a couple of these. Get your expensive brushes, and then have your really crappy brushes. Go buy like a consumer set. The thing about those brushes, and this is like what I love about those brushes, over time they'll kind of degrade. You treat them like crap, they'll degrade and stuff. But what you get out of them is get some nice texture brushes. And maybe I can do another demo with like some of my like quote unquote crap brushes sometime, because those are really that's always fun to kind of do, where you get to show off like, okay, this brush is like basically destroyed, but if I use it in this certain way, I can get this exact texture that is just perfect when you put it up against this kind of paper. And I love that stuff, you know.
Oh shit.
What's up?
So overseas, which is actually I can't even find them in. Maybe it's because of my VPN, but all of the options for me are in the UK.
Interesting.
I wonder if you can even get them here anymore. I bet you can, but they're all cheap over there.
Huh.
They're like $5 over there.
Well, never mind. So I guess, hey, to our friends in the UK, by all means, go get a brush. One of these Winsor Newton 3 brushes, because they spread ink like nobody's business.
Yeah,
Let's see here. All right. Here we go. Yeah, we're just kind of, now I'm just being a little, just doing these big spots down here, and then I'm going to move on to our good old buddy Merman. And just a little bit here. What else is going on? I haven't really seen too many other movies lately. I mean, after, what was it? We were up late last night. We did watch Wet Hot American Summer, which was fun. Hadn't seen that in a while.
It was, that's always very fun.
Yeah. Even though they charge $300, I bet they cost $200. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like, well, there's a whole backstory about, like, why these brushes are so expensive and why I have, like, reservations about owning one, but at the same rate, it's like, I don't know what to do about.
I can tell you why. We talked about this before.
It's a terrible story.
It is pretty terrible.
So, you know.
I worked at an art store for a long time. At some point, this may have changed, and so I don't know. But, because this was, what, like 5 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're made with this weasel hair. They're a natural haired brush. That's what Kolinsky sable is. And Kolinsky sable, like the weasels, they treat really horribly when they don't treat them humanely when they collect the hair. So the fish and game industry banned the import and export of a variety of things when this bill passed, including Kolinsky sable. So at some point there was a shortage for manufacturers to get the hair, and so it became very expensive to get them to begin with. So um, they weren't made anymore, and because there was so little left, the price went up.
And that's a true story.
And I don't know what has changed since, because I haven't been in the art industry very long. But actually, it looks like the prices have gone down. So like a size 6 is $58.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But a size 10, which is just, like, you think of like a watercolor brush for kids, like that one of the, it's not at all the same, but the size, one of those things that you pick up in some like kids classroom, it's pretty big. It's like maybe a little slightly thinner than your pinky in size, but that's this size. It goes for $219, but it says out of stock, expected back on the 12th. And then the size 9 is out of stock, back ordered with an indefinite expected date. So I'm actually very surprised that they have so many available. But
That is actually pretty surprising. I'm not gonna lie.
actually, well, wait a second. 1, 2. There's plenty that are actually out of stock with an they may have just had a back stock of a bunch of them. I'm looking at Dick Blick.
Well, let me ask you now, actually. What are your preferred top brushes, actually, if you had to, like,
For what purpose, though?
I guess that's true. Well, you know what? Let's just make it simple. For the purposes of inking. Obviously, I stand by my Winsor Newton.
Winsor Newton Series 7.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking up right now. They are probably the best brushes you can get. They're also, sadly, very hard to find, like I just explained.
But
the next best.
Yeah, what's your number 2?
Hold on, let me look at what I have here.
Yeah.
Skoda.
A Skoda. Now, what do you tell us about a Skoda?
They're also, although they're made in Barcelona, they're also Kolinsky sable, so they may also be very expensive. Really, natural soft hair brushes are the best way to go because the natural hairs absorb more water at a time.
And water is good.
Princeton makes a whole line of pretty decent brushes. Funny enough about Princeton, they're all made by one guy. And I'm not even kidding. The guy, Princeton brushes, every single one of them, and this guy produces brushes for international use. He's got a lot of money, but he literally does it out of his garage, and he'll call you as a store, because I used to get calls from the Princeton guy, and he'd be like, "You missing anything? What do you need? What do you need? I'll get it for you." He's just very short. He's very busy. And what he does is he gets the handles made, or the heads made somewhere else, and then he plops them onto handles that he makes. So, I don't know. That's a lot of brushes to make for one guy. But Princeton is good. So you'll find Princeton everywhere. But the really decent brushes, the higher the price, and the softer the brush, the better for inking.
Interesting. Sorry, I'm also just reading the chat here. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize this live wasn't a safe place for people who haven't heard of brushes. And yeah, that's kind of on you, Deanna. All right, because you just started rattling off a bunch of stuff.
There's so many. I don't know what happened. Something happened.
Well, you just kind of like,
I'm rattling off about brushes.
I mean, like, hey, some people don't have brushes, and that's the thing. I didn't realize this either. Oh my God! Now there's a whole
mom jokes are coming out.
The mom jokes are coming out, folks. Let's keep it civil, okay?
Listen,
we're here to ink.
Those are low-hanging fruits.
Leave the mothers out of it. I leave my mother out of everything, including my will.
No, you don't.
Everything goes to Deanna. And maybe
Is your mom the whole reason for your stand-up sometimes?
No. Anyway.
No.
My mother will never be involved except in the, I don't know. Well, I could get into mother issues, but I don't have 8 hours.
Oh my God.
Liz had it coming. As you can see, if you're following along with my inking brush and not my inky mouth. I've got, let's see here. I'm just putting in the details right now, just of the rough metal. I'm doing some cross-hatching with this brush, just to kind of show off the level of control that you can get with this thing. You know, normally you could probably do this with a pen and a nib, but, you know, I am just kind of showing off right now with this thing, because it is so much fun. I don't know, I love it. I love using this brush so much. It has this the way the ink kind of flows off this thing. It is fantastic. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can actually get, because I also want kind of like a smudgy kind of like quality and stuff with this actually. So like maybe a little dry brush to kind of make it a little like dirty metal. So let's see here. I'm gonna just kind of take and this is just another practice. If you want to make a mark and you're not too certain if it's gonna come out nice or not, just take a extra sample, a little, and this is pretty, honestly, this isn't anything new anyone should probably be telling you, but like, yeah, you just make sure, like, oh, okay, so that's what that looks like. Alright, so now I know when I go in and kind of like, oh, okay, that's how much ink is on there, so I can make those marks. And that's the thing, I'm gonna get these little dirty marks and stuff, make it look like it's kind of worn down metal, you know, little black spots right there. Yeah, there's some trap jaw. Oh my goodness. Oh,
so are you doing both of those tonight?
Yeah, I'm having all kinds of fun tonight, hon.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there really wasn't a contest. Like, you just decided to call it.
Hon, I'm as what they call a Renaissance man. I could do it all. Yeah, you know, like a maniac. When you asked her to marry you, wait. She said, I'm sorry, I caught up on this conversation now, too, in the chat, and now I'm like, oh, okay. I'm all over the place tonight. But it's okay. I'm a little tired, and like, hey, at least I'm a little bit, I'm more up. I got a little bit more pep in my step. Last week I was a little kind of down, admittedly, doing this thing, and now I'm like, hey, I'm on cloud 9. Honestly, like, these He-Man figures are coming out so well. I'm really enjoying it. I think that's good for Trapjaw for right now, so I'm going to now switch over. I probably could do a little bit more. Sorry. Just completely contradict myself there. You know what? I'm just going to give this a hard black edge right here. Look at that. Look at that. I am like a maniac with this right now. There you go. Alright. I just got to remember, like, I'm doing that. I gotta... Let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, keeping it a little rough, because that's the kind of guy Trapjaw is. Alright. Now, Trapjaw is set for now. I'm going to come back later to do the highlights. Now, let me rinse off this brush just a little bit. Problem is with, like, using ink, and something you got to really remember when you're using a nice brush with your ink and stuff, is that after a while, the ink will start to dry on your brush, so you gotta, like, really gotta remember to dry that up, like, rinse your brush as often as possible. So when we go in here, you know, so basically the ink doesn't cake up and effectively ruin your brush over time, so, you know. Here you go.
It's also harder to ink.
It's true, it is a lot harder to ink when you have, like, caked on, dried ink and stuff there. So let's see here. We got Merman all set up in the frame. Alright, we're good to go. Look at this guy. He thinks he's going to get that promotion. I don't think so. But we're going to just go in and do the big spots here, because I've got a lot of ink on this brush that I got to get off. So boom, boom, boom.
You just got to get it off your chest, Will.
I got to put it on his chest.
Oh.
Well, mainly his traps. He's got... Merman, I drew him out with, like, these big old, well, it's not traps. What are those muscles around the neck? I guess those are, but, you know. I also took some liberties with the Merman design a little bit. I gave him gills, which in the original toy design, I don't think he had. The original toy design is kind of, ridiculous looking, but I kind of added in a few extra fishy details and stuff just to kind of, like, what was it? what's the word? Just to kind of keep it interesting, not only for myself, but also a lot of times I'd like to kind of like, I would like to add some kind of realistic anatomy or real enough in my mind. That's the thing. I think a lot of times when I do these illustrations, or like whenever I go into an illustration of mine, there is a lot of stuff that I realize I take liberties with, especially with anatomy. That's something that I know in my work. I go all over the place with it, but I'd like to think a lot of times I save a lot of my drawing, like where there's some stuff that I exaggerate, but I usually render it to the point that it's like, oh, and I take that time to really sell the idea. Oh yeah, this right here, this is the way it's supposed to be and everything, and that kind of comes with like training. That comes with like muscle memory and sort of just also just staring at these things long enough and sort of studying how other once again like parent artists and stuff like that. That I follow, like my Kevin Nolans and all that, like how they would handle it, like how they would like do an exaggerated figure,
Really, there's this idea that you create a world that the audience needs to believe in your own work. So if you stick to your own rules, you can exaggerate or do something poorly, anatomy-wise, all you want, as long as the viewer believes it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of complicated because sometimes that means you have to convince somebody that they believe it. So that means taking real anatomy and warping it usually does the trick.
And I think that's a lot of like what I try to do end of the day with a lot of my stuff, is just kind of like, and that's honestly why I really love drawing monsters so much, because it is that aspect of warping that reality where it's like, I think it is fun to kind of take it and sort of like, oh, this isn't, this is a human arm, but, that's why body horror is still one of my favorite subgenres of horror.
Definitely.
Yeah, there we go. Look at this thing. Look at this merman. All the neck muscle comments. Yeah, he's got some clutch neck muscles, and that's for sure. Clutch neck muscles. He works out. I'll give that to Merman. But is he gonna get that regional manager position of like the castle that isn't Grayskull, that what was it, Skeletor hangs out? What's Skeletor's house's name?
What?
What's Skeletor's house's name?
I don't know.
What's Skeletor's house's name? Does anybody know? Why is this a question that no one seems to answer?
Well,
What?
They're really worried about Rebecca's neck right now for some reason.
No, they're worried about Merman's neck. Or wait, are they talking about Rebecca's neck?
And they're talking about both.
I guess so.
I can verify Rebecca's neck does not look like that merman neck.
Oh, fair enough. I will say this though. No answer for the what is Skeletor's castle's name? No one knows.
Want me to look it up?
No.
So this is a call to action on their part?
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think someone knows just offhand, But probably not, and that's fine.
Ooh.
All right. All right. We are cooking with gas now. We are just kind of getting the little frill parts of Merman's head thing. Honestly, he's supposed to be a water creature, like what's his face? Aquaman. He's a fish man, basically, and but he is just not aerodynamic. What was it? Hydrodynamically built,
Who?
Merman. This guy. This man who's of Mer. Oh my god. It's not Castle Grayskull. Alex just texted me that.
Alex is texting you.
Yeah, Alex is texting me right now saying it's Castle Grayskull.
Okay.
No, Alex, that's the castle that he wants to get into. Because that has the power of Grayskull. He wants the power of Gray... That's the thing. This is what... He wants the power of Grayskull. This guy right here. This is his lady he's seeing. Named Evelyn. Evelyn, sorry.
Evelyn.
This is his good boy, Beast Boy.
Evelyn.
It's Evelyn, but anyway.
Whatever. I like Evelyn.
That's the thing. He doesn't... It's not Grayskull. It's... He has a cat... It's like Snake Mountain or something like that. He's got like a quote-unquote evil fortress. Dylan can handle it. I'm like,
We've got some heated discussions here tonight.
I know, it's wonderful. I love seeing like all the discussions in here. I'm sorry if I can't address all of them while I'm gingerly inking Merman's horrid lizard lips. Well, sorry, fish lips. His fish lips. Lip shits. You know, remember from like
Professor Lip Shits.
yeah. Well, he was in the Doctor.
I don't know.
Where was the Rugrats castle?
Yeah, where is the Rugrats?
Where's the Rugrats castle? That's my question now. Who cares where Skeletor lives? Where's Rugrat Castle? That's a question someone's asked before. Oh yeah, we are. There you go. If you're inking along at home, once again, I want to make this perfectly clear. Don't go for the little details first. I know it's like, you know.
Yeah, you gotta block that stuff out.
You gotta block it out, get all the big stuff first, and then go into it. But hey, since we're having fun and we're inking along, and I hope you're working on art at home as well, you know, or you're just, hey, that's the best part about doing these streams is like it is just kind of a fun hangout, you know, like it's a, you know, I ramble about where Skeletor lives and like, you know, and ink something, and maybe you're at home inking along, or hey, you're joining in the conversation, and that's what counts. This is just a nice thirsty Thursday, April 1st. Just having fun, man. Oh yeah, we are just getting here. All these little bitty details. I love it. Even though I said it's a bad thing to get these little bitty, but that's the best part. A lot of these times, you know, when you do. And now I'm not making any sense, but it's okay. Because like Merman, you know what? Sometimes it doesn't have to make sense. Sometimes it's just about hopping on a dune buggy and just going off and having a good old time. Well, how does that posture not hurt your neck? No, I'm a bent creature. Have you not? Sorry, this is also like, generally speaking, I kind of have a crooked... I'm built like the literal Crypt Keeper. You know, that is a thing. Like, I've kind of deformed myself.
No, I think you were born with like that, though.
I was born like this, for sure. I was born to be a mortician's assistant, you know? See how sad that is? I didn't even say full mortician. I said assistant, which is like, you know.
Hey, listen. If you just want to be, you know, you help out a little bit, like here and there, I can understand that.
I just want to hold the bodies. But I don't want to do anything else. I don't know. Let him do all the... I just want to play Game Boy. That's what a mortician's assistant does, right? I've seen Will and Grace. Wait, no. Sorry, 6 Feet Under. There we go. All right. Now, I am saving the eye portion for a little later. Like I said, I'm trying to get all the big areas first. And believe it or not, I think I'm actually running out of ink here, so I might have to pour out a little extra.
Oh, you're doing 2 tonight, right?
Well, I am, actually, so, you know.
That makes sense.
I guess so. Last week it didn't require that much ink, but, you know. Yeah, I'm actually... You know what? While I'm doing this, I'm just going to go in and add these nice little bits of texture. Once again, playing with it. Alright. Look at that. Not bad. Okay, yeah, I'm going to pour out a little extra ink. Let's see here. If I have any cool recommendations. Yeah, I knew it, Alex. All right, fine. He lives on Snake Mountain. Thank you. All right? I'm not an idiot. However, the toy set was never released. Yeah, well, you know. Mistakes were made.
Can he be our fact checker?
Well, he is right now. He just
He's
verified.
actively being our fact checker.
He
Thank
verified that just, you know,
Yeah.
right then. So
That's
I'm also
amazing.
going
Thank you.
to plug in my phone over here. Well, I'm kind of letting my brush sort of suck a little bit of the water, the ink that is out of it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to put that there. Pick up my phone that dropped on the ground. There you go. Alright, we are cooking with gas now, folks. Just like our good buddy, Merman here. Alright. Everything's set. Oh, what's he texting now? But his ancestors built it, so the whole thing is stupid. I mean, like, look, He-Man, admittedly, yeah,
Cartoon made to sell toys.
it was a cartoon made to sell toys, you know. It wasn't really, like, the most well thought out. It's not the most Tolkien-esque universe out there, you know, of, like, long lineages and stuff, you know. It really was about a,
Oh, I think I'm making my own fish man.
oh, okay, cool.
So maybe
We'll probably
can
show that
better
in the
than
stream
I
maybe later.
did.
But, that said, like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, He-Man was always just Conan in space.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? I mean, it sparked a whole generation of kids who obviously didn't know Conan slash, you know, I can't knock it that, like, the toy designs and stuff, if you're watching that, like, the toys that made us, that expression, it's very toymatic. Or, sorry, is that the expression? I think it's toymatic.
Toy mat. I don't.
Or play or like it's an expression where it's like the ability for a toy to spark what was it, you know, sort of play patterns. It was a very, like, weirdly clinical term for describing, like, something that all children do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was this weird distillation of hey, you know, like, this thing that, like, kids just naturally do. What is the cold clinical term for it? Oh, yes, it's very toymatic. Or playmatic. There you go, look at that. Yeah, we are just getting these details in there. Oh, Merman, this is like your best day ever.
What kind of fish looks like a man?
What kind of fish looks like a man? All right. Here we go. We are cooking with gas now. Now, if there's a tally for how many times I say that during a stream, well, better start one now, because I'm already in the 50 millions. Yeah, we're just gonna hit Merman's big old eyes right here.
Oh my god. Oh, that fish is so creepy. Clownfish, yeah.
Clownfish do
this
look
one?
like people.
This one is called. Come on, give me the name of the fish. It's a carp.
Ah, carp.
This carp looks like it has a human. I think it's just the patterning on its face. Oh my god.
Well, hon, no one really can see these fish.
No, I'm gonna describe them.
Okay. I won't allow that, but okay.
Hold on. I have to tell this to go away.
Well, don't tell me to go away. I'm thinking.
No, I don't want you to go away.
Well, cool. I ain't going nowhere, folks. That's believe it moment right there. I am, like, so spacey. but it's okay because my focus right here is on all the ink.
It's called a Praisert Schukel.
Oh, Prazel Schukel. I went with I went to high school with a Prazel Schukel. I hope you're doing good, buddy.
It has human-like lips.
He did.
If a human had, if you can imagine like an underbite.
He had an underbite, yes.
This fish has human lips with an underbite, and then it has puffy eyelids. Ugh, it's creepy. I'm gonna use this reference.
All right, cool. While Deanna's doing that, I'm going to continue my merman. My beautiful, beautiful merman. Get that nice little bit of texture in there, because he's got this like kind of weird sea armor thing that I'm like gonna sort of ink up right here. Just kind of put in my heavy blacks basically where I want them to be. There you go. Give our figure some form because we don't have to build up. That's the best part about doing this gray tone paper, is that we don't have to build up the midground. The midground is already there. All we have to worry about are our black inks and our white inks, basically our white acrylic gouaches, our darks and our highlights, and that's part of the fun of this paper. If you're playing along with me at home, that's something I'd like to once again highlight.
Playing along?
Inking along, playing along, watching along, whatever you're doing at home. Keep it real.
Keeping it real.
Keep it very real. But I'd give him Norman. Oh. As you can see, I'm just kind of putting a lot of like heavy shadow underneath him because I feel like the real focus is going to be on his mug because there's all these wrinkles and details I want to put in there.
Guys, I'm going to post the actual name of the fish and I need you to look it up because it's very funny.
Let's see here. Yeah, we are looking real good.
It does look like a human face a little bit. It's very strange.
Oh, cool beans. All right. Yeah, we are running along with this now, actually. But what was I saying? I was making some recommendations earlier of things that I did this week. Biggest recommendation, and I did send this to Alex too, actually. I finally found that podcast. It's the Empire podcast, the Empire Film Podcast, where they sat down with Edgar Wright and Quentin Tarantino through iPad. So the audio on that's not that good, but it's a 3-hour podcast where they sit down and like talked movies for like 3 hours and all these different recommendations, and it was awesome. I don't know, because it is like they basically sat down with like essentially two just big old like movie nerds and like asked him like, have you seen this film? And it was like, I don't know, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's one of those things of like these guys just spend all their time in movies in a way that I wish I could, because I just, technically speaking, I've got just too much art life. I got too much of a life to really just be researching these movies constantly, and this one was just a nice like pen and paper, just sat down, listened to this, and like while I was inking and like doing other artwork, and I kind of I took notes and I had like a solid list, and I'm really excited to kind of check out a few of these, including this I'm actually very bummed because I was telling Deanna about this morning because they talked about it on another podcast. Actually, the We'll See You in Hell podcast, which I do a bunch of artwork for as well. The boys were talking about on that. They were talking about this podcast. A podcast talking about a podcast. I know. But they talked about Quentin Tarantino's recommendation of this film that one of the guys had already seen, based off this recommendation. I'm gonna butcher the title of it once again, but it's like Kinjeta, the Forbidden Arts, and it's this 1989 Charles Bronson film that is described to me as one of the sleaziest movies ever made, and I was just kind of like, okay, I have to check this out. As someone who is, well, I'm not going to say addicted to exploitation, but I am a huge fan of it. So, exploitation films, that is. So it is, I'm always kind of trying to find the next, like, ooh, like, street trash. And, like, this one's apparently really trashy and really, like, just pushes weird buttons. And, no, I looked it up, unfortunately, afterwards, and I saw it was on Amazon streaming. I was gonna watch, like, I had it in the wish list and everything, and then they just took it down, and I was like, damn. And honestly, like, I don't necessarily want to seek that movie out because it's just that sleazy of a film. And I was kind of like, well, if it's right there, I'll watch it, but otherwise, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go out of my way to watch it because there's just other films I gotta get to, specifically on this list, that they even pointed out, and I thought this was, like, kind of hilarious. They were like, oh, you can find a bunch of these movies just on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I wasn't sure what the stigma on, like, watching movies on YouTube was. And if Quentin Tarantino's like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, okay. Same thing with, like, Edgar Wright.
What do you mean stigma?
Lemon?
What do you mean stigma?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just like that thing of, like, oh, I just don't know if it's passé or not. Like, because it's like, I know that people throw movies up there and stuff that you can just watch. But I'm like, I always kind of wonder about, like, what's the efficacy of this? You know what I mean? Like, is this like a lot?
I think it's kind of a morally gray area because it depends on who posted it.
Well, I guess so, and it's also like, well, are these rights lapsed? That is, like, is someone not getting, like, is someone's work up there and they're not getting paid for it? You know what I mean? I always kind of wonder about that sort of stuff.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it depends on who would have posted it.
Because I've watched, like, low-budget horror films on there. Like, our good buddy Sean Kiernan, sorry. He recommended this channel that I would go to all the time, and it had, like, movies like Deadly Spawn on there. And I was like, that's awesome. But no, I mean, like, but I it always did bug me just a little bit, like, hey, what's the, sorry, when you do, like, scale textures, do you take 1,000,000 years and do all the scales? Sorry, Rebecca asked me a question. Yeah, that's, it really depends.
You can kind of, like, insinuate some things, so it your mind fills it in for you, but then some things you really have to put all the detail in there.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, sometimes, like, you can just kind of do like a and just sort of like do something quick to kind of represent scales. Like, for instance, I'll do a quick mini demo for everybody.
Woo!
How about that?
I'm excited.
Do you even think that was possible? But watch this, everybody. Quick mini demo. So, like, for like a figure and stuff, like, we got going here. Let's see here, just real quick, like, boop, boop, boop. Easy as smile. Look at them. You can sort of insinuate, like, he's got whatever this muscled man neck thing is, like, he's got scales by just kind of really quick cross-hatching, like, boom, 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 like that. But sometimes, if you do just kind of take the time and just do it, sometimes that is just better for what it's worth. Just getting in those little details and kind of like going boom, boom, boom. And that's the thing. Sometimes it can be that monotonous and sort of just like, oh, here we go.
It really depends on where the focal point is.
Yeah, because sometimes this is just kind of like the last bit of detail and stuff, and it's like, and sometimes it is rewarding and you do get the thing you want out of it, like the right texture. But sometimes it is easier just do the crosshatch and just kind of like, oh, all right, there you go. You have an implied, and people can sort of get it. And then it's just about going into these crosshatches and maybe just kind of adding the one or two little details and stuff to kind of bring out, like, and, you know, sort of emphasize what you're trying to do with the texture over here. Now, I'm not sure if that gets, it's probably too small, but as you can see, you know, hopefully that answers your question. All right, but now let's get back to Merman here and get like all the little bitty details of his little eye frills, you know, because he's got, like, in the original toy design, I found it kind of cool where, like, he had these, like, his weird eye kind of I don't know what you call it, like literal eye frills, and I was like, oh, it looks like he's got, like, I don't know, I'm, you know, being the little Cthulhu nerd I am, it looks like he has, like, little, like, tentacles, just kind of, like, you know, these little growths coming out of, like, his eyes, and I was like, oh, that's neat. I'll probably add in those details, as you can see right there, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's playing with the design a little bit. Oh, I got another question. Well, I'm sure you've answered this question before, but do you do digital art as also? Right? I do. I don't fully work in digital. Oh, what are you listing down? Oh, okay. What was it? No, I do. I do digital art. I have done it, but it's just not my bag. I like the marriage between doing traditional and digital. So, like, something like this, I'm gonna probably scan in later, and then I'm gonna, you know, add in the color that way, and just kind of, you know, just because I don't know, like, I think there's upsides and downsides to, you know, being one or the other. You know, I know a lot of people do purely digital and they do wonderful work and stuff, but like anything, and this is like honestly, like oh, you know, that's interesting, man. Mega Clown, I actually did that. It was a mix of both, actually. It was a literal oh my god, sorry, I just kind of blanked out there. It was a mix of traditional and digital, actually. Like, I kind of went in and sort of, like, I inked it up. What was it? You know, like I'm doing Merman right now, and then I kind of scanned it in and did the colors that way. And, you know, sometimes it's kind of like, you know, I think the best kind of, whenever you do traditional or digital, I like to do the thing of, like, it kind of makes you, like, question, how'd they do it? You know what I mean? Like, that's always something that, like, I think.
Is Megaclown on Insta?
What's that?
Is Megaclown on Instagram?
Oh, no. I haven't really posted that anywhere yet, but Megaclown's pretty cool. I'm not. Should I show off Megaclown? I don't know, like
Yeah,
that.
why not?
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Unless you can't.
You know, all right. I'll show Megaclown off. Actually, yeah, right here. Trigger warning if you were terrified by something like this. That's Megaclown in all his glory. But yeah, that's the original ink piece, so yeah. Kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
He's a fun-looking dude.
Don't like clowns, but he's fun.
Yeah. Now, why don't you like clowns?
This is like a broad spectrum thing. I don't like things that pretend to be something else. Like Elmo costumes. Like, if I can't see their true intention, I get kind of nervous. It's what is it? Like, people in big costumes. It's people with face makeup that's smiling when they're really frowning. It's like, what else can I explain? How do I explain this?
Well, I'm gonna just counter all those points. And also, thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you like it so much. Clowns only bring joy. I mean, do I have to keep going? Like, they only bring joy. Like, that's the thing. I've never met a
you
clown.
Said, so I thought you were continuing.
No, I mean, that's just, there you go. Like, clowns are,
I hate clowns.
Oh, well, okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. Whatever.
They really do make me nervous, and I was at the Halloween store, and I jumped when I saw one of those stupid pop-up clowns, and my brother laughed at me.
Well, I saw a friend when I saw that. I was like, oh, let me ask this person for directions because I'm lost in this Spirit of Halloween store. And I was like talking to this like clown and stuff for, a while, and then I realized he wasn't a real clown. So, the lawsuit is pending with Halloween. I don't know. What am I even talking about? That's how tired I am, dude. I am.
What you're talking about?
I am like.
What should I put on this like fish man's head?
Oh, I mean,
Excuse.
I don't know actually, hon.
Should ask the Dylan and or whoever else. Dylan, Rebecca, whoever else is here. Fishman. What would a fishman have on his head?
A fish. Oh my goodness. We are inking tonight, baby. Look at this thing. I love this merman. Oh man. Look at him go. Just look at him go. I love this merman. I don't know. I just love playing with the texture. Merman, I actually kind of... Originally tonight, I was planning on doing just trap jaw, but I kind of was like, oh, okay, I should do 2 again like I did last week. And I realized... what was it? Well, I wanted to do 2 again. And then I just kind of quickly drew up a merman. And I realized, oh my god, he's got all these little details that I'm going to just enjoy doing a little bit more than just our good old pal Trapjaw there. But that's okay, because I love them both equally. Once again, though, Merman's not getting the promotion, okay? He knows what he did. He knows what he did. Forgive him, Lord. He knows what he did.
He knows not what he has
done. Oh my god. We are.
Favorite classic monster, go.
Oh, favorite classic monster?
Universal classic.
Universal classic monster.
Quick, you can't think.
Oh
my God.
Gillman.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Well, no, its name is technically Gillman.
Whatever.
So, okay, well, it's not a whatever.
The Michelin Man?
The Michelin Man?
That's not a classic, though.
But
I wish. He's a pretty scary dude.
Yeah, I guess he is, isn't he? Yeah, he's always helping out people. I always thought that was like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from, what was it, Ghostbusters. But then years later I realized...
Oh, well, it's a play on that, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a fake brand. I always kind of looked for that, too. It was like, where's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Yeah, no, it's supposed to be like the Michelin Man.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I put bumps on this. What's mine? I like Bride of Frankenstein, because she like goes...
That is fun.
It's very fun.
I like the Gill Man because legitimately, and I kind of remembered this the other
I
day.
changed my mind.
Oh, you do?
It's the Mummy.
Oh, the Mummy. Yeah, he's great. Hemotep. No, legitimately, I'm still bugged out a little bit by the Gill Man's roar. Do you remember? It's like that weird... I don't know. I think they use like a pig noise for it, and it's just kind of bizarre.
What, screaming pig?
Stuff. And it bugged me out in a way that was like, I didn't remember how freaking terrifying that noise is. There's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, me and my dad ended up on a highway, like, stuck.
Was it a highway to hell?
Yeah, I felt like it. We ended up stuck in non-moving traffic because of an ice storm on 84 into Pennsylvania. And this it was below zero in this big pig truck
Oh, the pig truck, right.
where I think they were off to slaughter, and it was really horribly creepy because they were screaming.
Oof.
It was horrifying. So,
Yeah, that's like
a special memory.
That's like your bizarre Silence of the Lambs story, hun. I'm not gonna lie. You literally sound like Clarice from that movie.
Yeah, I do.
I heard them screaming.
I also heard like a skunk scream
Well, that is
once when it got run over. That was scary.
even more bizarre. All right, I'm just gonna get this extra ink off my brush because, folks, we're done with our blacks, our darks and stuff. Now we're gonna go into our highlights. So we're gonna whip out some of my favorite jelly roll pens. So I'm just gonna
before you swap.
Sure.
show off my drawing?
Absolutely. Kind of bring it over here, hun.
I'm still trying to figure out what the crown is doing right now, but
Show it on camera over here, hun. All right, let's see here. This is what we've got so far for. Well,
don't
it's
mind the other sketch.
it's fine. Who cares? Here you go. This is Deanna's fish person that she's been working on. Pretty solid so far, if I do say so myself. Look at that right there. Not bad. All right.
Excited?
Okay. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Yeah, I'm losing steam here. Let's see here. Because I think I'm just gonna. Well, I've been working so much on one of these guys. I might just kind of. Oh, because I'm burning out. I'm not gonna lie.
It's your stream, man. You do you.
That's true. That's true. I'm just gonna go ahead here and just kind of show off these. Once again, for the highlights, I'm using some Sakura jelly roll pens. This is a 10, so it's like one of the larger ones. I recommend this brand for sure. Even though they run out pretty quickly, you do get these nice. Look at that line like that. You get this nice control right in there. And just look at that. We are just cooking with gas now. And if I say that one more time, I understand if people will just leave. Oh my goodness. As you can see, we are just getting the highlights right in there, and that figure is just popping out. And that's a nice thing when you work with this gray tone mixed media paper. I'll tell you right now, the best part about it is you really can just kind of add. There's a certain life that just kind of pops out of them once you sort of, and it's really just based off doing basically 3 tones and stuff, where it's and you already have your mid-tone already figured out, so it's just your dark darks and your lightest lights, and they just kind of they pop, and that's what I love about it. Yeah, we're just getting these little details in here and just kind of making this, bringing these features forward, essentially making them pop out. Go around the eyes and stuff. We're gonna give them some really watery looking eyes here. Yeah, get it
Oh, Rebecca, I think she said goodnight.
Oh, well, hey, thanks for joining us, Rebecca. Oh, my goodness. And we're gonna get a little bit of these details in here. Giving these, little watery kind of fish-like eyes and stuff, Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going boom, boom, boom. Just kind of. A lot of this, once again, is muscle memory. This is just a lot of. It's my 10,000 hours of practice of just inking and stuff, so don't feel like you can never do something like this. Because you can. This is just all practice. This is just kind of, little by little. It took a couple of years to do it, but, hey, there's no reason you can't start now and start inking along with me. Every little bit counts, Every little drawing all adds up to this. And I really love how just weird and freaky these eye frills are. It gives them this wet kind of feature with the highlights and stuff, which is perfect for our merman. There you go. Putting in the highlights right there.
Oh.
Nice little wrinkles. I love it.
You want to see the little body I gave him?
Sure, sure, sure. Ooh, hold up.
Very cute.
Oh, yep. Take a look at that body, everybody. Not too bad, hon. Not too bad.
Very cute.
I love it. I love it. Here you go. All right. Okie dokie, folks. Looking good in the neighborhood. Put the little highlights there. And then I'm going to put since his armor is very reflective, I'm going to really make sure I kind of has like a very solid reflective edge. Because it's catching the light. This that way. There you go. There you go. Oh yeah. Now we're just having fun, folks, and that's what this is all about. We're just having fun, inking away. Look at this little guy. You know what? I've been so rough on you, Merman. And I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say all that stuff about maybe you didn't deserve a promotion or not, you know. That's not up to me, alright? That's up to Skeletor, because I do think you have what it takes. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the rough things I've said. There you go. You're beautiful in my eyes. There you go. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just these this is what it's all about. These light, quiet moments with you and your merman at home. I hope if you are inking along, you have a merman. You know, maybe not like this, but maybe just as pretty. And that's, you know, that's the thing. What I want you to take away with tonight, actually, is just like, we're sharing a merman together. And that's what counts.
Nothing like sharing a merman.
I hope you all share a merman tonight, okay? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, folks? I don't even know what that frickin' means, man. Oh my goodness. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Here we go. Oh boy. And there's probably a lot more I probably could do with this figure tonight. I probably will, but honestly, I kind of need to take a $5 and just kind of like unwind a little bit. Because I didn't realize how tired I was, but it just hit me like a sack of potatoes.
You have been going for 87 minutes.
I really have. I actually, honestly, normally when I do these streams, I only do them for roughly an hour. So this is kind of like the longest I've done in a while, non-stop. Because honestly, just like the constant talking and sort of, you know, doubling back and checking comments and stuff like that, it does take me out of it a little bit. Because it's like all the focus. Oof. All right. There you go. And just kind of give him the wet. Yeah, we'll have a little fun. Give him a little wet yeah. Because I like a little spittle and everything right there. Because he's a little drippy. He's a drippy boy. Look at this man drip. This merman drip all over. Our man ran to the water. Cage in the water. I don't know. What's that line from Jaws? Who cares?
You're asking the person with the worst memory.
That's fair, hon. And that's why I'm not marrying you for your memory. I'm marrying you for your beloved love. Alright, folks. Well, there you have it. Honestly, like, I'll probably finish up the two of these at a later time, but tonight I'm gonna go and kind of like I'll probably go unwind, watch a movie probably, and you know, hey, keep it what's the word?
Keeping it real.
Keep it real, basically. Let me just do all my quick plugs. Hey, if you like all this artwork, be sure to check out my website at willpottorff.com. Hey, thanks for coming in, Dylan. Honestly, thank you everybody for, you know, hanging out and like talking in the chat. It's been, you know, really fun. I know it's a little all over the place. This is kind of the person I am, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. I'm tired.
We're doing good.
We're having fun. Yeah, if you
Thanks,
like my
Dylan.
artwork, check out willpottorff.com. Also, like, I do a lot of artwork for the fellows over at Stream of Blood on Twitch, so be sure to go check them out and subscribe. If you like the sound of my voice and my writing, or I don't know, if you want to see some of my writing and stuff, yeah, see you Sunday, man. Oh my God. Yeah, check out my podcast that I do with Alex and Rebecca and all. Oh my God, there's so many. God damn, I am.
Let's say goodbye.
Might as well just say goodbye, folks. Honestly, like I have all the
plugs
links.
are in the bio.
Yep, they're all in the bio. So honestly, like, check out all those links. And honestly, I'll be back next week, hopefully with a little bit more energy. But you know, hey, you're all fantastic. Thank you so much. Good night,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.